Hey guys, welcome to my first retro review video. And with the release of T2, Trainspotting, what better way to start than reviewing the original Trainspotting? Now, when this movie came out, I think it was like February 1996, I was 12, or was I 11? No, yeah. I was just 11, I was 12 that year, but yeah, but anyway, yeah, I was 12, so obviously it was an 18. And I wasn't allowed to see the movie, obviously, at the cinemas. And I think the first time I saw it was when it got released on VHS later that year, which would have been about October time. And I remember watching it with my brother, and I was just, I just absolutely loved it, even though I was 12. I loved the film. And I remember the entire the cultural explosion that happened when the movie came out. The posters was everywhere, you know, the Choose Life slogan, everyone was saying it. There was posters of the Choose Life monologue that Renton says at the start of the movie. There was the classic, panoramic pictures of them all, you know, how they were posing in the posters. That poster was everywhere. The actors were everywhere. The music from the film was everywhere. And yeah, it was just like, it had such a cultural impact. It still reverberates today. You know, it is regarded as one of the best British films of the 90s, if not one of the best British films of all time. And I kind of tend to agree in that. It is certainly in my top 3 greatest British films of all time. So yeah, you know, the original Trainspotting, you know, it's got a different feel than most British films. It had a different style. I mean, a lot of the films what were coming out in the 90s by British directors, they were all either like your doco sync type dramas, you know, your Alan Clark, your Ken Loach ones, which were very gritty, but they also looked documentary type. And then you had your Ivory, whatever, what were they called? I don't know, but your Pride and Prejudice, Emma type ones, you know, those sort of costume drama films, which we were doing a lot of, and we're still doing them now. But Trainspotting, it broke new ground. The style of film, for a start, was fantastic. And with Danny Boyle coming off the success of Shallow Grave, the movie that he made before, he cast Ewan McGregor in the role of Mark Renton, the lead character, and it was brilliant casting. The entire cast, in fact, are fantastic. You know, Robert Carlyle is genuinely scary as Begbie. You do love Spud. Ewan Bremner as Spud is really good, and you do actually care for Spud. Sick Boy, I've always liked Johnny Lee Miller. I like Johnny Lee Miller ever since I saw the film Hackers, and I've liked him ever since in like films like Plunkett and McLean and Dracula 2000 and the Elementary show that he's in. And yeah, you know, it was a really great cast, really young cast of up-and-coming British talent. It was a few stars in the film. It was their first role. Kelly MacDonald, it was her first role. Kevin McKidd, who played Tommy, it was his first role. And with T2 Trainspotting coming out, I've been like I've rewatched the film, and I've been like rereading on some facts and stuff, and there's quite some interesting things that I read up on the movie. There's like Christopher Eccleston was originally meant to play Begbie, but he didn't, so they cast Robert Carlyle, which was probably for the best, but I do like Christopher Eccleston, so it would have been an interesting take to see that version of Begbie. Kevin McKidd, when they were shooting the promotional material and all the posters and everything, he was on holiday at the time, so he was meant to be on the posters with the other 5 cast members, because he was the 6th main cast member, but he was on holiday, so he couldn't make it, so he's nowhere to be seen in any of the promotional material for Trainspotting, which I found rather interesting. And yeah, another fact, the music in the film is fantastic, and one really funny fact that I found was Danny Boyle offered the chance for Oasis to appear on the soundtrack to the film. But Noel Gallagher turned that down because he actually thought it was a film about Trainspotting. He was like, no, it's not cool, I'm not doing a film about Trainspotting. And I'm sure he regrets it to this day. I remember the movie premiere, Noel was actually there, and yeah, it was a brilliant film. Very edgy. There is some harrowing parts in the film. It is very funny. It is a very funny film. But it is quite harrowing as well. But yeah, I just absolutely love Trainspotting. You know, the first one, brilliant film. The acting is brilliant. I didn't realise how short the film was. Everything is at a great pace. Everything flies by, but it's still paced well. It's only on for like 90 minutes, 91 minutes, something like that. But it's paced really well. I absolutely thought it was fantastic when I rewatched it again, preparing for T2 Trainspotting. But yeah, the acting's brilliant. There's one scene in the movie where they're in the nightclub and you got Spud and Tommy talking about the girlfriends, you know, about the Iggy Pop concert and stuff. And I never really noticed, but the set that they're in is done exactly like the Milk Bar from A Clockwork Orange, which is really interesting. And that's a really great scene with the subtitles on the bottom, and then the girlfriends come over. What are you talking about? Football. What about you? Shopping. But yeah, it's really, really good. I enjoyed it. If I was going to rate it today, well, what can I say? The movie would get an A+. Yeah, it bringing back the nostalgia of remembering the film, the cultural impact of the time, the soundtrack. I had the CD soundtrack, which was fantastic. You know, you had songs with Iggy Pop, The Lust for Life, which was all over the radio at the time. Underworld's Born Slippy, all over the radio at the time, and they're still played today. And you know, they're fantastic songs. So yeah, you know, let me know down below, guys. What do you actually think of Trainspotting? You know, after all these years, have you seen it recently? Do you think it still holds up as a great film today? Are you looking forward to the new one, T2 Trainspotting? What do you think? You know, do you think that will live up to expectations? Do you think it'll live up to the first one as an half decent sequel at least? Because that's all I ask. Will it be a decent enough sequel? Will I enjoy it? I'm not expecting it to be as good as Trainspotting, but I know I want it to be an enjoyable film. So yeah, guys, let me know down below. Like and share my channel. And remember, guys, stay heroic.